Week 11 of Old Fashioned Football on the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up using our code OFFSGPN.
Hey, what's up? This is Sam Acho, and you're listening to Old Fashioned Football.
Welcome to Old Fashioned Football. If you're wondering who you're listening to, this is JMark. You can find me on the X at JMark Football. And if you're wondering who us is, that's at Old Fashioned FB. I know if you're tuning in live on YouTube, you're going, what the hell? Miranda is not there again. I promise she's alive. I didn't make her up. In case you're new to the show and you're like, he keeps saying he's got a co-host named Miranda that's allegedly his wife, but I haven't seen her yet. She is okay. She's just sick, very sick. Got some good meds today. Hopefully that puts her on the mend. But the show must go on, and we've got a guest. It's not me talking to myself this week, so you can thank the guest for that, because I'm sure nobody wanted to hear me continue to argue and gab with myself. Just a quick update: Colts and Saints are on a bye, so if you're playing the guy that has Jonathan Taylor, you are thanking your lucky stars that it lined up that you're playing them when the bye is there. I'll announce the guest in just a little bit. I also wanted to update. Where is it? No, back here, we got the absinthe. I promised if the Bears won 2 of the next 3 games that I would take a shot of absinthe. This is 130 proof. Absinthe is not for taking shots if you're unfamiliar. And I'm a whiskey guy. I don't know why I'm punishing myself for the Bears doing well. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't make the rules. I mean, I do make the rules. It is kind of my show, but I'm doing it anyways. And but that's the deal I made. You know, I'm so used to the Bears punishing me. I guess when they do well, I still feel like I need to be punished. It's kind of ingrained in me, maybe. But so stay tuned for that at the end of the show. I'm not going to do it at the beginning of the show. We still got to keep this on the rails a little bit, not off the rails, though it's bound to go off the rails. I was told on Twitter that the show should be more under the influence on the show. I don't know if anybody really wants that. Let's be honest. I derail us enough. I get wild enough sometimes. So I don't know if anybody really wants that, but it is a comment I got on Twitter. We'll see how that goes. Now, this is normally a time that I would ask Miranda, what are we drinking today? But we're going to skip the whiskey review again until she's back, because we're doing scores for those, of course, and I want true scores from both of us, not me to score it and just assume her score. But I can tell you what I'm drinking today. I am drinking Belfour bourbon whiskey. This is the whiskey of the great Ed Belfour, who was a Chicago Blackhawk at a time. He was goalie, just in case you didn't know. This is finished with Texas pecan wood, and it's really quite pleasant. We've reviewed it on the show. If you missed that, you can find it in our reviews. It's good stuff, though. So anyways, get every episode of every show in one convenient feed. Search SGPN on your favorite podcast app to subscribe today. I'm going to run through these injuries super quick. These are going to be fast, so pay attention, and then I'm going to bring our guest on. We're going to get through every game that is this week, week 11. We're going to give you a lock each. We're going to give you a little bit of stats. You know, I started bringing the stats in, got some feedback that people like that. I also like how it kind of leads you into your bet, right? Though sometimes you got to fade the stats. You can't trust the nerds all the time. And we might talk a little bit of fantasy football as well. Cody, I wasn't supposed to bury the lead and say who the guest was, but the guest, forget you heard who it was. The guest is in, I don't know, like 128 fantasy football leagues. That's not accurate. Miranda and I go back and forth on how many leagues he's actually in, but he can answer any fantasy football questions you have if you have them. And yeah, so let me just go over these injuries real quick before I bring him on. Jackson Dart in that concussion protocol. I worry that if he did not get injured, the Bears don't win that game, but I'll take the win. Jameis Winston expected to start in his place, which is kind of fun. I mean, Jameis deserves it. I think that could really hype the team up, and I would love to see them win. If you don't know who they're playing, stay tuned. Travis Hunter had a season-ending LCL surgery to repair that, so he's out for the season. If you were these guys I saw drafting him in the third or fourth round of the fantasy football league, you obviously didn't listen to myself, who doubted his abilities to make an impact, especially in year one. So sorry for that. But I saw him go in the third and fourth round in so many different leagues. It was confusing to me. Ramondre Stevenson has been limited in practice with a toe injury. I believe he will be out, though our guest is a Patriots fan, so he can let us know. Garrett Wilson has a knee injury. He's expected out, though the coach said just to ask the reporters that are reporting on it, but the reporters say 3 to 4 weeks. Joe Burrow potentially making a comeback week 13. So check it. He might be available in your league. Somebody might have dropped him thinking, he's not going to be back. It's not going to be relevant. Maybe you're trying to make that playoff push. So check that out. Dalton Kincaid has a hamstring injury. This is a big blow for the Buffalo Bills, which I know our guest loves to hear as a Patriots fan. I don't love to hear it because I have a lot of rostership of him, a lot of shares, if you will. He's got a hamstring injury. Dalton Kincaid out 3 to 6 weeks is the guest that I heard from our buddy Sebastian, the DGen Doc. Make sure you check out his stuff. CJ Stroud still in concussion protocol. We don't know if he's going to clear and play later this week. Bucky Irving is a question mark. Ricky Pearsall, expected to be back, but still uncertain on Brock Purdy. Does not sound like Brandon Ayuk will return quite yet, but maybe next week. And then Terry McLaurin out another week with a quad injury. Of course, he came back and came back and got injured almost right away. Shout out to the chat. Fortune, the new father. I hope he doesn't mind me announcing that on the show, but the new father, Fortune, saying you invited a Cornhusker fan on the show. Well, first of all, I assumed that you were busy, sir, with your newborn. But yes, I may have or may not have invited a Cornhusker. And you know what? For a Cornhusker fan, he's all right. Let's be serial. This is no longer always fresh, never soggy. This is cereal saying at least there won't be as much tight end talk this week. That's true. Miranda likes to have the tight ends, but maybe our guest will talk tight ends. We don't know. Jamie, check in. Hey, dude, is your guest Miranda? I wish it was. She got 3 prescriptions today and some take-home homework from the doctor. So hopefully she's feeling better soon. Hopefully. Nick saying best wishes to Murr on a speedy recovery so that JMark and Mir can meet their godchild. Yeah, we are excited. Michael saying traded Henry Ferg for Jefferson and Pitts. Now have JT Bajan, Jones, Bill, AJB, CD, Jefferson, DJ him, Ayuk, Evans, or Watson. I'm going to let our guest digest that for a second. So while he's in the back there, digest that. And we're going to come back to that, Michael. So stick around. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And Serial saying, congrats, Nick. I can confirm that his son is super cute. Looks nothing like him, thankfully. Real quick, I'm going to bring the guest in, but real quick, I got to let you know that we are it's always confusing when I don't have my co-star here, Miranda. We're brought to you by Novig, and you got to know that Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. With Novig, you're getting the best prices. Novig is available in 35 plus states. And if one of your states is that, make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube and you might be able to bet against me. I promised last week I was going to have something out. I did not yet. I apologize for that. Just download the Novig app and you can get $50 when you spend just $5 using our promo code SGPN. So basically, you're going to be betting against me with free money. I mean, that sounds like a win-win to me, right? Get on the action with Novig promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. And you know all about Underdog, right? They're the home for pick'em entries where you can win up to 500 times your money. They have all sorts of sports, including CFL, which the 112th Grey Cup is this coming weekend. I'm excited for that. Saskatchewan against Montreal. If you watch the Grey Cup, make sure you drop a line in the comments. I know sometimes Channing is here. He is located in Canada. He is a big fan of the CFL. And I'm curious who he thinks is going to win this one. But you can, if you're a brand new customer, you've never tried Underdog. See, I'm getting myself on a side tangent already. All you got to do is sign up with promo code OFFSGPN and play $5, and you're going to get $100 in bonus funds. That's a lot. Between Novig and Underdog, I'm throwing a lot of free money at you right now. Make sure you capitalize on it. Again, Underdog, brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5, get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up using promo code OFFSGPN. All right. I'm going to stop making him wait backstage. He is the co-host of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. If you go to Sports Gambling Podcast's website, sportsgamblingpodcast.com, and you find an NFL article, odds are it was written by this guy or myself. I feel like we're the ones that are kicking him out all the time. He also writes a bunch of other articles, not just NFL. He's very good in the betting markets, whether it's NASCAR, football, whatever. Pro and college. He's very good at Underdog fantasy. He's huge into fantasy football. We argue over how many leagues he actually has. I said it was in the 60s or 70s. Miranda says about 200. We can let him speak for himself there. And he was nicknamed by the new father. And I can throw this out because he's a new dad. You can't tell him that he can't have the nickname. Please welcome to the show, Cody Sassy Zeeb. Cody, how we doing, man?
Wow, that was quite the intro. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. A couple of things I wanted to start by. I did make Justin send me a picture of Miranda holding up today's newspaper, so I can confirm she is still alive, and best wishes to her. Hopefully, she'll be feeling better soon and get back soon. You brought up all the fantasy football leagues. I got a couple of questions for you.
Yeah,
Listener League. Who's in first place in the Listener League?
Well, yeah, I wasn't going to bury the lead, but I'll go ahead and throw it out. Cody is the number one seed. He notched another victory this week. Number one.
Who's first place in the NC Football League?
Oh, I haven't even checked. Is that you as well?
You don't have to check. It's me. I'm killing everybody. So
love it. Yeah. How many leagues is it really? Do you know off the top of your head?
Well, I think you're both right because it is about 60-ish managed leagues. I think 63 this year which a lot of it's dynasty. So dynasty honestly is minimal maintenance, right? You got to go through waivers every week. You got to set your lineups. You got to do, but there's a lot less. But obviously then some redraft. There's some guillotine leagues, some pirate leagues, a little bit of everything mixed in there. The 200 range is, if you add all the best ball stuff in there, which of course is just, over at Underdog Fantasy, and you don't have to manage it. You set it essentially. So, yeah, I'm a bit of a fantasy guy.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't even remember what Underdog calls it. The whatever the $25 entry is. Best Ball Mania. That's it. Got two first places out of the 3 entries that I have there. So I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm feeling good. 2 first placers. So let's hope we can advance and win some real cash, right?
That's right. That's the goal.
Absolutely. Hey, let's we had a fantasy football question from Michael. Not even gonna try to pronounce what the end there is. He got Henry and Ferg for Jefferson and Pitts. He has his lineup here: JT, Bajan, Jones, Bill, AJB, CD, Jefferson, DJ Moore. I assume that is Ayuk, Evans, Watson. Win or loss? What do you think? That's a lot to intake.
It is. I was trying to diagnose this while I was backstage there. I mean, getting Jefferson for Henry and Ferg, wow, congrats. That's great. Buying on the dip there. But yeah, I mean, your team feels loaded. Having JT, that's key in any fantasy football league right now. He's obviously killing everything. Bijan, of course, is dangerous. You could probably cut Bill. He's not been much of anything. AJ Brown, I'll save it for the prop section, but I think AJ Brown's about to have himself a big week this week after his comments. CD obviously is great. DJ Moore is trash. Brandon, sorry, Justin, but he because he's just so inconsistent.
I agree.
But yeah, it's a pretty good team. Yeah. Well, he could be hit and miss too. Then DJ, I think in all of my leagues, I think I have 0 shares of DJ Moore because I learned many years ago not to mess with that. But yeah, it's a pretty solid team. I like it. Good squad. I still have Pitt's passion too, even though he's let us down a little bit here lately.
Just a little bit. Yeah. As far as Jonathan Taylor goes, I mean, every week I'm like, really? And 3 touchdowns again? Are you kidding me? It's been pretty crazy. So if you drafted him, kudos to you.
Yeah, that's who I have in the Mark League. And yeah, he's been really carrying that team for me because it's just, and I've got Achan too, which worked out really well for me this week. They both went off. So
absolutely. And also I forgot to mention it. I was going to mention it when I brought you on, forgot, but a belated by one day happy Veterans Day to Cody, who is a veteran. So appreciate you for your service and happy Veterans Day, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks to all the veterans out there. Shout out to all of them. I know Rod over my co-host on the NASCAR game still serving. He's actually on drill right now. So yeah, props to him as well.
Absolutely. We're going to kind of go over some game previews. If you've tuned in, you know the drill. We try to do a 2-minute drill here, keep it to just 2 minutes every team, or every game, I should say. Now, Cody, you're filling in for Miranda. No offense, not as good looking, but that also means that you have to try to keep me on track. You got to kind of scoff at my dumb jokes, things like that. So I hope you're up to the task.
Oh, I'm up for it. Brought plenty of tight end props too. Don't worry. I know somebody said earlier no tight end talk, but I listen to the show. I know what I got to do to try and step in while Miranda's going here.
Absolutely. And shout out to my parents who are always super supportive, both of them.
Good
hey,
to see
Cody
you.
And Cody Z, how you doing? Well, hey, well,
doing great.
Wow.
I'm hanging out with your son, so that's pretty good.
There you go. And before we jump into the first game, which includes your team, Sea Dog, I don't know if it's Cody Dog. Maybe it's you submitting a question that you want me to answer. That's okay. You were embarrassed to ask. My current wide receivers after injuries are Addison, Slayton, Terry, and Tucker. Running backs are Squan Dowdle, Aaron Jones, and Chase Brown. I got offered Kyron and Pickens for Rico and Addison. Is it worth it?
Ooh, yeah, I would take that because Kyron alone is just amazing. And with the Devontae Adams injury right now, he's kind of been the go-to in the red zone. I think he's going to play, but how bad is that injury? If it's something that nags at him or forces him to miss more time, could be great. The Rams offense is always good. And Pickens has been strong, right? I mean, Addison, I don't know. I love Addison. I have a ton of shares of him in Dynasty. I think term he's a great play. Trying to fit in and figure out that offense. I don't know that you're going to get hit on him week to week. Being able to flip Rico for whatever you got him for, which probably wasn't much, right? You probably picked him up off the waivers, if anything, and turn that into those two guys. I think that's a good trade for you. I think, you're pretty weak at your wide receiver spot, but I think you're going to have a great week this week. Darius Slayton has Jameis Winston and Trey playing against the Dallas Cowboys. So, week for Terry, that's scary. I don't know if he's going to return at some point, but yeah, I would definitely make that trade. I actually like that a lot on your side.
Yeah, I do too. I think I would grade Pickens a little bit better than Addison, even though I do think Addison's a good player. I just think that offense of the Cowboys a little bit more put together than McCarthy and the Vikings right now. So I would grade Pickens higher, both wide receiver twos in their team, obviously. And then I think Kyron is he's a solid contributor. He may not have as many rushing yards as Rico, but he almost always gets his touchdowns. So I like that trade a lot as well.
Yeah, honestly, like you might be getting the better player in both of those. Like I would take Kyron over Rico, and I would take Pickens over Addison. So I'm not on the top two. So I really like it.
100%. And Hunter saying, don't get me started on AJ Brown. I needed 4.5 points from AJB in the listener league to win. He got 3.3 on the first drive and 0 the rest of the game. That is rough.
He's been tough this year. He told people, if you missed it, he was on some podcast or something and told people if they have him in fantasy football to drop him. So
yeah. Yeah, and I think he was on Twitch playing a game, and he put up with like 200 and some yards with himself and 3 touchdowns and said, don't expect that in real life. Now, usually the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I mean, Roma Dunze, a great example. He doesn't have any catches 2 weeks ago. His dad takes to social media, and then Roma Dunze gets the first target and many targets. So, sometimes it works out.
Yeah. And generally over time, it's always interesting to me, like when he first started going and they were undefeated, and it's like, should you really be complaining? I mean, it sucks to knock balls, but you haven't lost any games. So I guess you can see where those priorities are when it comes to that. But hey, that's Steve for you.
Absolutely. We're going to run these 2-minute drills as efficiently as Caleb Williams himself, who has been solid in his 2-minute drills. And we're going to start Thursday Night Football, where the 2-7 Jets head to Cody's New England Patriots, who are 8-2 after they pulled off the upset. They were the dogs. I said they were going to win that. I said put your money on the money line. They did. They're 12.5-point favorites. Their last game these two teams played was October of last year, and New England won 25-22. The Jets are 0-6-1 against the spread on the road after a straight-up win, and they're 3-11-1 against the spread on the road in November. So not too good. Patriots 13-2 against the spread at home on a winning streak of 3 or more games, which they are, and 12-3 is a favorite of 10 or more points. Cody, I'll let you lead the way. Who you taking in this? Are you riding with your team to cover?
Yeah, I think this is pretty easy, honestly. The one thing I look at and scares me just a touch is we've had a lot of Thursday night divisional games, and it's almost always been the underdog that's been covering, even when it feels like it's a lopsided matchup. That's the only pause that gives them. But all those stats you just read off, all in the Patriots' favor. They're tied for best team against the spread this year, or maybe they're one half a game behind somebody, I think it is, at 7-3, in their 10 games. So been great against the spread. And you're playing a Jets team that's actually won 2 games in a row. They've had a bye in between there, but they've won their last 2 games. They are not going to show up for this game. They just traded everybody away. Yeah, they kind of had that bump last week, and we can still do it, whatever. That's going to be out the window. Might be a slow start. The Patriots tend to be a little bit of a slower starting team, so there might be some great live betting opportunities. I will be hammering live bets if the Patriots are close or down early in this game. They will find a way. Drake May sometimes takes a little bit to warm up. Once he gets going, it's not a problem. And the Patriots have not had any problem blowing out opponents this year that are bad, right? When they played the Saints, blew them out. When they played the Panthers, blew them out. There's been a couple of teams that they've really blown out that are bad teams, and I think we're going to see kind of the accumulation of how bad the Jets are. I mean, they won last week, yes, and Fields had 54 yards passing. 42 of those yards were on one screen to Breece Hall. Insane. The Patriots defense is going to eat them up. Jets to not score a touchdown at plus 425. Holy hell, Serial. Yeah, I'm definitely betting that. I think that the Patriots are going to take them to the woodshed, and this game's not going to be close.
I like it. Yeah, I'm on the Patriots as well, minus 12.5. I don't want to jinx them, but I think this is an easy win. You're starting to get the chatter about Drake May, potentially MVP candidate. And I think he wants to prove that. I think despite the fact that he has played so well, I still think he seems to play with a bit of a chip on his shoulder in a good way. He tends to capitalize on that really well. And you've seen it when he kind of starts slow, like you said. All of a sudden it looks like he's pissed off that he started slow, and he just gets on fire out of nowhere.
It's almost like he can feel the people tweeting, "Oh, this isn't a Drake May MVP. Oh, not looking like an MVP right now." And then suddenly, he takes off with it. So
100%.
Them being at home too, like the Jets having to come on the road, the Patriots being in the confines of home. I think everything just lines up. Mike Vrabel's a great coach. We talked about it before the season when you had me on. I thought that was the best thing the Patriots could possibly do. That's who I was calling for a couple of years ago when when Belichick left. Glad they fixed that mistake quickly. It's obviously paying off very quickly. But yeah, I think the Patriots really, really roll big time in this one.
Absolutely. I got 2 props I really like, both surrounding running backs. Tre'Veon Henderson over 14.5 as the longest rush. I mean,
Stevenson, by the way, is officially out.
Officially out. So yeah, Henderson over 14.5 for the longest rush. I mean, we just saw him break 2 40-plus yarders. Maybe they were 50-plus yarders.
And the Jets don't have – they just traded everybody away. Quinn Williams is gone. Gardner's gone. Like,
yeah.
It's – yeah.
Exactly. That's minus 130. And then right now, if you head over to FanDuel, you can get Breece Hall to record 5+ rushing yards in each quarter at plus 140. I know the Jets are not great, but 5 yards from Breece Hall for a team that runs the ball, I think he's going to get that.
I've got a counter to that. So one of my favorite prop, honestly, Breece Hall, you can get him under 60.5 rushing yards. The Patriots have played 10 games this year. They've not allowed anybody to go over 55 yards in the entire season. Last week, Sean Tucker did get up to 53. He was the first guy to cross the 50-yard mark. And it's not like, oh, they haven't played any running back. Like, you think, oh, guys like Sean Tucker, like they played Devon Achane. They played James Cook. They played Bijan Robinson. None of those guys cracked 50 yards. Now you got Breece Hall on a crappy Jets team. Yeah, they like to run the ball, but the Patriots have been, and if you are the Patriots and you're Mike Vrabel crafting this game plan, it's going to be like Belichick back in the day, right? Let Justin Fields beat you with his arm because he's not going to, and they're going to sell out to stop the run. And I don't think that hey, good to see Rod Villagomez in the chat. Says no one wants a Jets play. Agreed. So take the under on Breece Hall rushing yards. And then my other one, real quick, was Drake May over 239.5 passing yards. I've been playing his over passing yards every week, and he's been pretty good at it. He's crossed the 240-yard mark in 7 of the Patriots games, including 5 of the last 6. And he had that. The one game where he didn't cross it was the game where he set the record for 91.3% completion percentage in the game against the Titans, something Tom Brady never even did. They just didn't need to throw in that game. And that could be a concern in this one, but he's got some really deep ball guys, a guy like Henderson that if they can get the ball in his hands, he can go do all the work. Mac Hollins, if you can get Kyle Williams last week, we saw his amazing speed, get him the ball on the outside. I think that May will cross this number once again. And
I think you're probably on the same page as me. You got to start Henderson if you have him in fantasy, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been starting him a lot of places all season, just waiting for the breakout because that's been the most frustrating thing about the Patriots. It's just hard to get upset because again, you're 8-2, so if a guy's not getting work, it's hard to be too upset about that. But with Stevenson being out, I know Jennings is still beat up. I haven't seen his official status if he's going to play or not. But yeah, you have to play Henderson. And the thing with Henderson is he's not going to get you a bunch of yards every play, but he's going to break 1 or 2 plays, like you mentioned earlier, which is why I love that bet you gave.
Yeah.
But he's going to hit those big plays. He's going to probably score. So yeah, I really like him as a play. I think he's a must play to get your week started off great.
Absolutely. Moving on to the Sunday morning game, 8:30 Central. So get up and set your lineups early if you haven't set them already. Out of Madrid, Spain, the Commanders, who are 3-7, are 2.5-point favorites against the Dolphins that are 3-7. I won't say what I think of that line. I'll get to it in a second here. The Commanders are 1-6 against the spread in November. They're 5-17-3 against the AFC East. And then Dolphins are 11-4 against the spread in November and 14-10 versus the NFC East. So you got a lot pointing towards the Dolphins. I'm curious what you think. I know they're a division foe, but can you really call them a foe with how they're at now? I know at the
they beat the Bills last week. I love the Dolphins.
There you go. You love them. I know at the preseason we talked about this Dolphins team, and you said that it was one way or the other. They were going to be really good, or they were going to be the worst team in the NFL. They have been.
The funniest thing is, I think they've been both. Like last week, they beat the Bills and looked like they could be the greatest team, and yet most of the season they've looked bad. So I think they've kind of, in a way, fulfilled both of those. Diggs over 1.5 baby mamas in attendance. Yeah, I think you have to take the over on that. There's a lot of them.
I think the wrong team is favored here. I'm all over the Dolphins money line. What do you think?
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, this game's ugly, right? You got 2, 3-7 teams. These overseas games have been kind of weird. They've been sluggish games for the most part, which I think always is going to help the underdog anyways. This Commanders team, I don't know. I thought they were going to be good, and they've not been good. I don't know. Brissett's been okay, but they got a lot of injuries. I think probably either way you have to take the underdog in this, and so I actually feel better about Miami being the underdog in this game. So yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you and ride with the Dolphins on this one.
Yeah. So I was looking at props in this one. My favorite one, Jalen Waddle, against a very bad, by the way, Commanders defense. They're 30th ranked against wide receivers, fantasy football wise, anyways. But his over under is 78.5 at minus 114. He's gone over this in the last 5 of 6 games. That seems like a smash.
Yeah, I like that one. My favorite one, Zach Ertz. You can get him over 42.5 rush or receiving yards, rather. He's had the last 2 games, had really big games with Mariota in at quarterback. Obviously, you're still missing Terry McLaurin. He's not going to play, right? McCaffrey is out now. Luke McCaffrey, he's done. Zach Ertz, kind of that safety blanket underneath. I think the Dolphins will be able to get a little bit of pressure there. He's going to keep dumping the ball off to Ertz underneath. And Ertz has actually been, if you're in kind of a pinch tight end wise in fantasy, Ertz is a decent guy to look at. He gets some catches, and he's not going to get a lot of yards after the catch usually, but he's good for some catches in PPR especially, and can rack up some yards. So yeah, give me the Zach Ertz over receiving yards, 42.5.
Yeah, I like that. We talked about Bill Krosky-Merritt when we were answering Michael's question. I think I agree with you. He's droppable. I think this is Chris Rodriguez backfield right now. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Bill, thank God I have like one share of him in all my leagues. I was sort of like getting that FOMO at the beginning of the year, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, did I miss? But really, he's had 2 good games, and he's just not looked good. And I don't know if it's a Commander's problem. I don't know if it's a Bill problem. But Rodriguez has looked a little bit better, and Eckler looked good to start the season. I think, I don't know, maybe he'll be fine long term, but he's not had any production. I don't know why that's going to start suddenly changing. And I think they get better results when Rodriguez is on the field. Looks like he's healthy again this week. So, yeah, I think, honestly, if you do have Bill, if you might be before your trade deadline or coming up, try and dump him off if somebody, wants him. But I think that the Bill fad has wore off, and he's kind of wore off.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Moving right along, let's go ahead and get this out of the way because I'm curious what you think. My Chicago Bears, who are 6-3 now, second in the division, well, tied
How
for
about us
first,
with some good NFL teams? I
right?
like this.
Let's go for a Bills Patriots Super Bowl. Why not? Why not us?
Yeah, as long as the result's different than the last time it happened.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think I liked the 46-10 result. The Bears are 6-3. They hit the road to Minnesota, who are 4-5. Minnesota's 3-point favorites. The Vikings have won the last 3 against the Bears. Bears are 3-7 against the spread as road underdogs of 7 or less points. They're also 7-17-1 versus the NFC North in the last 25. So not great, but they are 5-2 against the spread on the road in November, at least. The Vikings are 4-11 against the spread in their second game of the season versus an opponent, which of course the Vikings won the first one. They're 30-19-1 at home after a loss, and 54-41-5 against an opponent that's coming off a win. What are you doing here? Are you taking my Bears to win this game, or you think Vikings pull one over on them?
Yeah, no, give me the Bears. Actually, I like, especially in divisional matchups, when you have 2 teams that are both good. You always kind of think they're probably going to split them. Minnesota got theirs early. Bears have looked really good kind of down the stretch, right? The Patriots kind of stumbled out of the gate. Bears a little bit too, but they've looked good as the season's progressed. Really like them. I'm still not sold on JJ McCarthy. I never was really sold on him going there. I thought they made a mistake letting Darnold go, which clearly I think maybe they did. And we'll see, right? The jury's still out. We haven't seen a ton from him, but not overly convinced on him just yet. Caleb Williams, he's looking the part. They seem to have that offense kind of humming and looking good. So, and, divisional underdogs, always kind of want to lean that way anyways. Give me the Chicago Bears in this one.
100% agree with you there. Bears money line. Let's fucking go. I'm so tired of social media. Well, Caleb Williams might have won the game, but he had a terrible passing completion percentage. I don't give a fuck. He won the game. He literally put that game on his back and ran for it and won the game for them. So I don't care what his passing completion was. The end result's all I care about.
Speaking of running for it, I didn't see any props on this game when I was looking, but love Caleb's rushing yards. He had 58 rushing yards against the Vikings in week 1, and I think that he's going to have a repeat performance of that. He's obviously been really good with his legs. and I think he will take the game into his own hands or onto his own legs, if you will, to help the Bears win this one. So whatever they set that rushing yards total at, I'll take the over on Williams.
Yeah, I like that. I also like Roma Dunze over 4.5 receptions at plus 108. I know he's been a little hit and miss here and there, but he's the best receiver on this team. I know they have a lot of options as well. I still think he gets over that 4.5 receptions. Serial seems to think one of us is AI. I'm not sure. He said AI, right?
Is that a
and I don't know.
compliment? Because one of us is
Right.
really good at this, or
Right. I
or are we
miss the
super
days when
boring?
things on the internet were real, he says. Hunter, who is also a Bears
Well, pretty
fan,
real.
coming up or checking in with us. CD 90.3 points in 6 games, 15.05 average. Pittman 150 points in 10 games, 15 average. Of course, that goes back to last year when I said Pittman was going to finish higher than CD. I'm a year late, but it's still working out. And why not? Let's go, Michael Pittman. Those Colts have looked really good. Bears fans are happy coming from behind to beat Bengals and Giants. I understand.
Gotta win. Gotta play
They
who's in
haven't
front
been
of you.
great.
Gotta beat them.
Being realistic, I'm worried about our schedule going forward. We got a lot of divisional matchups. We have the Steelers, the Aaron Rodgers, who we can never beat. We've got tough games. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we're going to the playoffs. I'm more realistic than that. But anyways,
yeah, but that's the Patriots had that same thing going into last week, right? Like, oh, they beat all these cupcakes. Now the Buccaneers are gonna. Patriots took it to the Buccaneers. I mean, the score was a little closer than the game was, but wasn't really that close of a game. I mean, and you got to beat who's in front of you, and not everybody's been able to do that. Look at the Buffalo Bills. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs to open the season. Even like, yeah, they look like world beaters now, but yeah, Hunter saying never apologize for wins. That I got to agree with you there. It's the NFL too, which is this is why we love the NFL, right? Any given Sunday really is a thing. I mean, we've seen some crazy games in the NFL, and that's why we love it.
And not to mention tough schedule, but I think we can beat these Vikings. The Packers, we play them twice. I feel like at least one of those, with how inconsistent they've been, we can beat them. You can't tell me Ben Johnson doesn't want a little bit of revenge against the Lions. I mean, come on. We got some wins potential there, and let's finally fucking beat Rodgers. I mean, he's old enough we can finally beat him, right?
I'm out on this. I don't know what to do with the Steelers right now. I can't get them right no matter what the week is. I don't know.
That's fair. Moving to the next game, Panthers are 5-5 at the 3-6 Falcons, but the Falcons are 3.5-point home favorites. Earlier this year on 9/21, the Panthers won 30-0. It was a really like, what the fuck are the Panthers doing type of deal. Panthers 11-4 on the road against the spread in their second game of the season versus an opponent. They're 9-1 after a straight up loss. 11-4 in the last 15 as an underdog. Falcons, though, 6-1 against the spread when revenging a loss to Carolina. 15-9-1 at home versus Carolina, and they're also 2-5 though on a losing streak of 3 or more. I don't know. This is a tough one to me. What are you doing here?
This might be one of the toughest games on the week to pick. Why are the Falcons favored when they lost 30-0 earlier in the season? But because honestly, I was hoping the Falcons were going to be the underdogs because I'd be like, oh, the second divisional game, like they're going to come back. Panthers have not been that good on the road this year. I don't love taking the Falcons at -3.5, but I feel like the Panthers are going to end up being a public dog probably because everybody's going to look back at that game earlier this year. They've not played that good on the road. Yes, they've had their spots, like 5 wins for the Panthers. That feels like they won the Super Bowl already. The Falcons, they've been pretty disappointing overall. They did keep it close with my Patriots a couple of weeks ago, but I don't love it, but I am going to take the Falcons at -3.5 on this one.
Well, maybe I'll make you feel better because I'm right there with you. I agree. Panthers are going to be public dogs. Public dogs have fleas, and the taking them plus the 3.5 seems way too easy. The line
seems like a
smells
trap.
fishy. Yeah, but I think they're begging you to take the.
Yeah, I think that is what it feels like. Is they're begging you to take the Panthers, and I think like I try to look at all the games before I see the lines and think. Who's going to be the favorite? What do I think the spread's going to be roughly? Kind of try and make my decisions before I get swayed by a number. And I thought the Falcons would be underdogs. I was going to be, salivating to take them. But I think this is a spot where you don't overthink it and you just take them with the points. And I think they'll get it done at home.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. And Serial pointing out, the Panthers are 2 wins away from me having to chug a rocks glass full of twisted tea. I'm worried that is going to happen. Yama Puppy will answer your question in 1 second here, but before we do, I got to ask,
back here.
fantasy football wise, you think Drake, I mean, obviously you're starting Drake London, but does he keep up that insane touchdown streak he has?
It's been pretty impressive. It's not gonna last forever, but you certainly can't. You got to ride it out at this point, right? You're not going to sit him. I mean, if you're scoring a touchdown every single week, which he has been, you got to ride it until the wheels fall off. It's Atlanta. The wheels will probably fall off at some point. But he's clearly, Penix loves him. And you get these big, tall wide receivers that are like that. And you just pepper them with targets when it gets to the red zone, and it's hard for them not to keep catching them. So,
yeah.
And clearly that's his go-to guy when they get in the red zone, when they get anywhere close. I think, well, the stat was something crazy, but all but one of his touchdowns were inside the 20-yard line or inside the 15-yard line. I don't have it right in front of me, but a ridiculous amount of when they're close to the end zone, that's when they're going to him big time. So yeah, ride it until the wheels fall off. It's been working, and I think he's going to keep going to him because it's been working.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I love his over 76.5 receiving yards at -114. I mean, sometimes it seems like that's the only guy Penix is willing to throw to. So I'm taking the over there, unless it's Bijan. He also throws to him.
Yeah.
You got any props you like on this one?
Yeah, I like Bijan Robinson over 76.5 rushing yards. He had 72 on only 13 carries in that first game. They lost 30-0. So, you get behind, you start throwing the ball more. You're not going to run Bijan as much once you're down so much. I think the game script's going to be flipped this time. 72 carries, pretty efficient on only, or 72 rushing, 72 carries would be crazy. 72 rushing yards on 13 carries, pretty efficient. I think we're going to see a pretty good game from him. I know Algier's kind of been getting in there, vulturing some of the touchdowns, which is unfortunate in terms of fantasy, but I think Bijan will get his this week and be a big part of them winning.
Yeah, absolutely. Yama Puppy 1381 saying start 2, Hall, ETN, or Diggs. I'm going to say absolutely start ETN.
Yeah, ETN's the must start in this. Then it's between Hall and Diggs. Who are you taking, Justin?
Oh, man. The Jets have been so inefficient. I said to bench Hall last week. My dad, who has him in our family league, he's in one fantasy football league. He has Breece Hall. He benched him. And he said, hey, you said to bench this guy. I said, he only had 8 points until that 42-yard catch and run for a touchdown. So I was
the thing with Hall, like, he has still been good for fantasy. And I was trying to pull up his stats here quick. Like, he's delivered just about every week, but he has had some bad weeks. Diggs, on the other hand, I don't know. Booty's out again, so that's probably good for Diggs. I think it's hard to sit Hall, even though I think, like I mentioned, that he's going to have under the rushing yards. I think he's going to be great, but it also might be where they have to start throwing him the ball. He might get a bunch of catches. I'm probably going to play Hall unless you're a massive underdog. A lot of times, too, like when you're setting your lineups, you have to take into account what your matchup looks like, right? If it's going to be close, 100%. I would start Hall. If you're a big underdog, start Diggs, because maybe he just has a big day on primetime like he did against Buffalo a couple of weeks ago in that huge Patriots win. So if it's a closer matchup, I'm going with Hall, the safer side. He's going to get some points. But if you're a big underdog, I would take the Diggs side.
And then PPR, I'm leaning Hall. But if it's standard, I'm kind of leaning Diggs there, because I think PPR, Hall can get a lot of these.
PPR should be standard, by the way. But
yeah,
that's another story.
No, I'm right there with you. Channing checking in, better late than ever. Cheers, Channing. 4K Tywin saying Judkins, Chase Brown, or Henderson. You starting your boy?
You start them all.
Start them all, right? Yeah, that's a hard decision. Oh man, I think I'm going Henderson tough. Because I think the Patriots route this game, therefore he runs the ball a lot.
Who's your Judkins is the must start, right?
I don't know. Chase Brown's got a juicy matchup too.
I know.
Well, that's Steelers,
Pittsburgh,
defenses.
right? So I'm thinking Judkins. I think you have to start Judkins. He's been disappointing a little bit, but he's such a good running back. He's got that 3 touchdown upside if they figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, Brown's been great, especially with Flacco in. I don't think you can go wrong here. I'm going to play Henderson. I'm partial to him. I like having a guy on Thursday night in that standalone game. You get the week started off right. And you don't want to regret not starting somebody on Thursday night too. So yeah, I'll go with Judkins and Henderson, but honestly, I don't think negative game script for Judkins, but isn't that every week? It's the Browns. He's still pretty good usually, so I don't know.
I'm going Henderson.
Yeah, I'm going Henderson and Judkins. Because I think he said start 2, right?
No? He just said which one.
Oh, you just got to pick one? Oh, geez, that's even worse.
It's a tough decision. I'm going Henderson.
Yeah, give me Henderson then. I'll take him as well.
Like you said, when we previewed that game, they gave away their good players. They traded them away. So, yeah, they looked okay last week, but I just think that was that one game bump of like, oh, let's rally and show we didn't need them. And Patriots dominate this game.
And we saw in the preseason what Henderson could do, right? And it was like, oh my goodness, he looks like CMC at times, like all this crazy stuff. And we saw it play out in real life last week with Stevenson out, with Jennings beat up. Stevenson is already ruled out, so that's good. I haven't seen an update on Jennings, like I mentioned, but I know he's banged up. So, and Henderson was questionable, but he'll be fine. I do like Henderson.
Yeah, I'm sure you saw it, but the wasn't it a Patriots defensive tackle they put in as fullback who took out almost the entire offensive line?
Oh yeah,
when he went to block,
Mike Vrabel. He got multiple touchdowns when he played for the Patriots, so he loves the defensive guy playing on the. They put in a just massive defensive tackle. Just ran him at fullback. He was beautiful. That's pure football. I love
it. Don't inflate Cody's head anymore. It might not fit on the screen, but yes, this is the Zeeb that is dominating our listener league.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's move on to the Bucs and the Bills, where they're both 6-3. The Bills are 5.5-point favorites at home. Bucs are 9-1 after a straight up loss. They're 5-1 against the spread against Buffalo. 7-0 when traveling 1,000 or more miles. So they obviously travel very well. Bills 3-8-1 against the spread at home versus the NFC South. 9-19 at home after playing Miami. But they are 7-3 at home on Sunday and 6-1 at home against teams with a winning record in the last 7. I should have looked how many of those were against the Chiefs because I feel like they do play the Chiefs in the regular season well. You're going to be happy with this. I'm taking the Bucs money line.
Ooh, I would love that because that would give the Patriots a little more cushion there in the AFC East. Although I will unfortunately say I have a lot of Bills parlayed to win the division because I thought that was such a shoe-in.
You and me both.
That's okay. I'll take the Patriots 80-1 Super Bowl ticket that I have instead. But yeah, this is an interesting game. Obviously, two heavyweight teams, two really good teams, both coming off of losses. So that's kind of an interesting angle. I think you have to take the underdog in this just because it's probably going to be a close game. I could see this coming down to a field goal last second, whether it's Baker leading that last second drive or Josh Allen or they exchange the drives, whatever it is. I think it's going to be a close game. And I don't think either side has a glaring like, the Bills have won 5 in a row or something. So maybe it's a sleepy spot, a get-up spot for the other team. It's a get-up spot for both teams. And I think you have to take Baker as the dog in this one. The Bills not been great against the spread, as you mentioned. So yeah, I'll ride with you here and take the Bucs at 5.5 underdogs.
Yeah. I love it. And with that, Baker's going to be throwing for touchdowns if they're going to win. So Baker Mayfield over 1.5 passing touchdowns is plus 124. Plus money for 2 touchdowns. I'll take that all day.
I like it. I didn't see any rushing yard lines out yet when I was looking, but Josh Allen over his rushing yards, that's what I'm looking at. I think that, clearly the Bills, I cannot believe that the Bills did not trade for a pass catcher at the deadline. I think that was insane that they didn't. I thought for sure they would, and I would love it for fantasy football purposes. Obviously, as a Patriots fan, I'm glad that they didn't, so that's awesome. But I think that he's limited on his pass catchers. Now you got the tight end hurt. I think Allen's going to have to run to keep the Bills in this, and he's really good at running the ball, right? And he can do that to keep them in. So I'm going to take Allen over the rushing yards. Again, not posted yet, at least right before the show here. But I like Allen for his rushing yards.
I like that. Shout out to Laura. I know she's a big fan of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. Welcome to Old Fashioned Football, where we talk football and whiskey.
That's right. Yes.
Quick question for you.
Love it. Good to see you, Laura. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Fantasy football question for you. Are you trusting any of these Bills pass catchers with Kincaid out?
I think it's hard to. I think if you can avoid playing them, it's best. Coleman has his spots. Knox, if you're just desperate, I mean, tight end streets are rough, right? And especially in fantasy football, trying to find a tight end that's worth anything. If you don't have one of the top guys, can be very tough. Knox is definitely a guy you can pick up and throw in your lineup. He's going to have to pass on the ball without Kincaid there to take away anything. It's all going to be Knox, right? That could especially lead to him in the end zone. We've seen Knox have good games when Kincaid has been out.
Yeah.
So I don't mind picking him up as a spot start guy to plug in if you need to. And I think Kincaid's going to be out a couple weeks. I see 4 to 6 weeks or something, maybe. Yeah. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be out for a few. So maybe he ends up being a guy that kind of catches fire, helps carry you into the playoffs for fantasy. But outside of that, I mean, Coleman, you can start if you need to, right? I know injuries are tough and depending on how deep your league is or whatever. But otherwise, there's nobody else really that you trust as far as the pass catchers go. Obviously, James Cook, Josh Allen, start them if you have them because you have to. But
yeah. No, it's funny how Knox. I mean, he wasn't like a premier tight end, but he was a solid tight end. And as soon as they drafted Kincaid, he just kind of fell off the earth.
Yeah, Knox was like a secret weapon for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I had him in so many dynasties, and it was like you just plug him in, and you're going to get 4 catches a week or whatever. Like it was just going to be solid every week. Then they drafted Kincaid, and it was just like, okay, time to drop him because the production went down so much. But with Kincaid being out, it is a great opportunity for Knox. He's another guy. I don't know if they had any props posted for him yet, but might be a guy you look at catches wise or anytime touchdown if you get a good enough number, something like that.
For sure. And we won't quote you, but we'll quote our buddy Sebastian, the DGen Doc, also a veteran. He said 3 to 6 weeks is his guess for Kincaid. Okay. So you were right on the.
That's probably where I saw. That's probably where I saw
Right.
it. That's where I get most of my injury news is from Sebastian. He's great at that.
Absolutely.
So,
let's move on to the next game. The Texans are 4-5, 7-point favorites at Titans, who are just 1-8. They played in September this year, and Houston won 26-0. Texans are 8-2 against the spread against Titans in the last 10. They're 2-8 as a favorite, though, of 7 points or more, but 9-1 after playing Jacksonville in the last 10. The Titans are 3-11-1 against the spread versus AFC, 4-20-1 on Sunday, 2-11-2 in the last 14 home games. None of that sounds good, and I don't buy into Davis Mills and these Texans, who I think will get the start again unless CJ Stroud does get cleared in the next couple days. But
it doesn't look good.
I also don't trust the Titans. So I think I have to ride with the Texans.
Yes. Yeah, this is the easiest pick every week. You just pick against the Titans. They are horrendous against the spread. Even after they fired Callahan, it's not been any better. I mean, this is a bad football team. The only thing that scares me about the Texans coming off that emotional comeback win over the Jaguars, this big thing, but that defense is really good.
Yeah.
They are going to destroy Cam Ward. It's going to be a multi-interception game or that weird fumble backwards thing he's done multiple times where it's just like he drops the ball before they hit it. I don't know. But yeah, don't overthink this. The Titans, betting against the Titans and it only being 7 is like a gift from the betting gods. Just take the Texans on this because you cannot bet the Titans. I refuse to do it. I haven't done it in a couple of seasons, and I'm not starting now.
I also think this is an excellent game to throw in teasers. Take the Texans, tease them down 6 points in a teaser to just have to win by 1. That's easy money there. Let's go on. Go ahead.
Yeah, Davis Mills is serviceable too.
Yeah.
He's not CJ Stroud, which Stroud doesn't look great anyways, but Mills is a fine quarterback and he can get the job done.
Yeah.
So
serviceable, a word that my co-host Miranda, for whatever reason, does not like. She doesn't like people to be serviceable. So Laura could use a gift.
There's your gift, Laura. You get the Texans -7.
Or a gift of whiskey. If you haven't tuned into the show, where we review whiskey almost every show, so maybe you'll find one that sounds really good to you. I'll tell you what sounds good to me. The Packers at home, on the road, they're 5-3-1, 7-point favorites against the Giants, who are 2-8. But in comes the ultimate motivator, or Jameis Winston. Packers 1-6 against the spread in the last 7, 3-7 against the spread against teams with a losing record. Hilarious. They are 7-3 on the road after playing Philly for whatever reason. Giants 7-3 versus NFC North. 10-5 at home versus opponent on less than 6 days rest. 6-3-1 versus Green Bay. Green Bay has not been impressive. Do I think they win this game? Yeah. Do I think they cover the 7? I really don't. I mean, yeah, I expect Jameis Winston to turn the ball over here and there, but I expect Jordan Love to do the same. So I think I'm going to take the +7. Mainly, I mean, take that with a grain of salt because I'm a Bears fan and I want them to fail. But give me Giants +7. What are you doing here?
Yeah, it almost feels trappy, which I don't love. But Jameis Winston spike, you get that ultimate motivator, right? Love this guy.
Yeah.
He's going to be slinging the rock all over the place to the Giants and to the Packers, unfortunately. They also get the fired coach bump,
Yeah.
right? The coach gets fired. Now, I don't know that this team necessarily hated the coach. We'll see how that goes. But in general, outside of the Titans, usually when a coach gets fired, the team kind of steps up that next game and performs well.
Yeah.
So you have that angle in there. The Packers have not been good at covering the spread. I do think that they'll win this game, especially coming off of a loss. They got something to prove, right? But Giants get home field advantage, you like as well. So, yeah, I'll take – give me Jameis. We'll ride with Jameis and the Giants in this one.
Yeah, so Jameis Winston for a prop here to throw an interception is way too juiced. I know you only pay the juice if you lose.
It's only -190,
Right.
so I don't know. It might be worth it, Justin.
But Jordan Love, a guy who I've seen make throws that if Caleb Williams made those throws, he would be so trashed. But him to throw an interception is +126. I know the Giants defense isn't great, but I also think Jordan Love makes some dumb mistakes. So I'm gonna ride with that.
Yeah, I might get in trouble betting props on this game because Jameis is going to go sling the ball. Like I don't remember who it was, but credit to them. Somebody said he's going to have a 303-3 game. He's going to throw for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and that's probably about right. You can get his over 240 passing yards at +109. This dude knows how to sling the rock. I mean, he's going to throw the passes. Wan'Dale Robinson, longest catch. I'm going to be looking at that. Former Husker. So this probably be a good game for Slayton. That young guy they have, Hyatt, I think it is, that's not very good. He's just run and catch the ball is all you got to do. Jameis is going to be throwing it all over the place. So I love, and you get a plus money, his over 240 passing yards.
Absolutely. Cam Ward or Will Levis, Serial says, I think at this point,
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think at this point, Will Levis would probably be better, but you can't bench Cam Ward.
And Levis is out for the season with that injury anyways, so that actually is nice for the Titans because they don't have to worry about that. But I don't think it matters. If you're starting him for the Titans, I think they're screwed either way. You go put Tom Brady out there, and he might have a problem. Like, that Titans team is so bad. I think Ward probably is the better guy long run. I think Levis never got enough of a chance like he should have. And he could be one of those guys we see surface later on, a Baker, Geno, Sam Darnold type where it's like, oh, this guy's actually kind of decent in the right scenario.
In the UFL,
but I think, maybe that too. But I think he just, got shafted on a shitty team, honestly.
That's fair. Chardonnay tonight. There is a whiskey, I'm blanking on the name, but there is a whiskey that's finished in Chardonnay barrels. Might be right up your alley. The next game, we got just a couple more noon games. I feel like we are failing at the 2-minute drill here. Probably my fault.
So bad.
Bengals are.
It might be my fault. But.
Bengals are 3-6. They're playing the Steelers, who are 5-4. Steelers are 5-point favorites. They last played on 10-16, where Cincinnati won. I believe that was Joe Flacco's first start, 31-31. Bengals are 18-32 against the spread on the road as a dog, but 18-34-1 versus Pittsburgh. And they do play well on the road on Sundays, though, 33-17 in the last 50. Steelers are 12-3 at home versus the AFC, including 7-0 against the AFC North, 10-5 at home in November. Who you riding here? What old guy you taking?
I think Mike Tomlin is who I'm riding in this one. But yeah, give me Rodgers and the Steelers. I mean, losing to the Bengals earlier on when they probably should have won that game. I think they're going to take that. And another, spot where, okay, you have, are they equal division teams? I don't know, but you have where they've already, the Bengals have already got their win. the Steelers aren't going to drop both games to the Bengals. I just don't see it happening. I think they'll cover. Cincinnati's coming off of that horrible loss to or wait, who did Cincinnati play? I was thinking they played the Jets last week, but that was the Browns. Never mind.
I think they were on a
I
bye.
don't remember who
They lost
I
to
think
the
they were on
Bears,
a
then
bye.
they went on a
That's right.
bye.
That's right. But either way, give me the Steelers in this. I think the Steelers take it. Again, Bengals could be a little bit of a public dog here where it's like, oh, they've been playing pretty good. You know, Joe Flacco, this and that. They beat them earlier this year. I'm staying away from that. I think this is kind of the week where maybe we're flipping some of these divisional scripts and the guys who should have maybe won the earlier games or were the better teams start taking some of those wins.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't mean for this to be a cop out, but instead of taking the spread, I'm gonna lock the under here. I think that this is gonna be a lower scoring game, which
I don't know. Did you see this game before?
right? That's what makes me think it's gonna be lower scoring for whatever reason. 48.5 points. I like the under. I like Serial's DK 60 plus at plus 120.
No.
That's not bad.
Fuck no. I hate it. Has DK been playing football the last month? Because my fantasy teams, he has not. The dude's like he's good in the red target like we talked about earlier in Rodgers. Otherwise, I'm starting to think the guy sucks at football. Maybe I'm just upset as the DK manager right now, but not touching that. I will take Higgins over longest catch, 21.5. Look, Joey F, as they're calling him, he likes to air the ball, and Higgins runs fastball. So I'll take it.
Absolutely. Hunter pointing out Love and Winston both to throw an interception is plus 222 on DK. I like that. A12 FGB. Should I trade CMC and Ibuka for Amon and Bajan? Ooh, that's tough.
No. I don't think so. I don't think I'm trading CMC at all. CMC is just the game breaker that he is amazing. And Ibuka's been great. He's been consistently good. He is the guy there. Even if Godwin comes back, I don't know if Evans is coming back, but yeah, give me the CMC Ibuka side. I get Amon's good. I get Bijan's good, but man, their offenses too are tough. Like they get a lot of touchdowns poached from them. There's a lot of options in their offenses. I'm sticking with the CMC Ibuka side.
I think I am too. I really like Ibuka. Amon is good, but they also spread the ball around a lot in that offense. They run the ball a lot as well. And I think CMC has a slight edge over Bijan. We did not talk Niners. We're going to do that soon. Real quick, let's just this game real quick. Chargers, Jaguars. I'm taking Chargers minus 2.5. I don't think the spread's big enough. What do you think?
I've been jagging off with Kramer all year, but this is a tough one. I don't know. Give me Jacksonville. Everybody's gonna be on the Chargers. I'll take the Jags.
Me included. We're going to talk about those afternoon games real quick, and then I got to get Cody out of here. But before I do, I got to let you know we're brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is crushing it in college football and NFL with picks and props. Rhythm's also giving away weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you could win $1,000 just from tracking your bets. You can even do that if you get the free 7-day trial. Just use promo code SUPN25, though, when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use promo code SGPN25. Let's talk about that Niners division. But first, starting with the Seahawks and Rams, both 7-2. Rams are 3-point favorites. Seahawks 8-2 as road underdogs, but only 2-8 against the Rams in the last 10 against the spread. Meanwhile, Rams are 13-2 on Sunday. They are 6-0 when they're favorites of 7 or less. They were in 2024 anyways. 11-5 against the spread versus the NFC West. They play the NFC West very well. Sam Darnold has looked great. Don't get me wrong. I'm all over the Rams here. Props weren't available from what I saw. So from here on out, I think it's just locks. I'm locking the Rams. What are you doing here?
Yeah, give me the Rams as well. Going against Seattle has been tough this year because they've been so good and they've actually been better on the road, which is kind of weird with being the home of the 12th man. You'd think they'd be better at home. But I think Sean McVay might be able to dig deep into the ghost closet and make Sam Darnold see a ghost or two.
Absolutely. 49ers 6-4. They're 2.5 point favorites at the Cardinals, who are 3-6. They played on 9/21 in San Francisco, just won 16-15. That one screwed me over in a lot of bets that week because I was very confident in San Francisco to cover, and they did not. They are 10-5 on the road versus the NFC West, though. They're 5-1 before playing Carolina. Sometimes those stats are weird, but I like to use them to my benefit. However, they are 7-18 on Sunday in the last 25, which is a weird stat. Cardinals 8-2 as a home underdog, 11-4 against the spread after a straight up loss. They're 5-2 when the total's 45 or more, but they pissed me off so much last week because I thought they could cover that game and they looked like ass. So 49ers minus 2.5 is my play here. What are you locking up?
Yeah, I'll take the 49ers as well. I love Arizona. They're a team that I'm on, but Marvin Harrison is now met. They have three healthy wide receivers on the roster. Was Jones?
Whoops, we lost Cody. He was mentioning Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison, I forgot to mention that, had an appendectomy. Usually, historically, if you look at guys who've had appendectomies, they only miss a week, maybe two, but usually only a week. But he will miss this game for sure. So yeah, they will be without Marvin Harrison. Welcome back, Cody Sassy Zeeb. That Nebraska internet. I mean, I get it. It's the Northern Lights playing with the signal, right?
I'm sure that's what it is. Yeah. So, but yeah, I do love the 49ers in that game, especially getting less than a field goal. I think they're going to take it to Arizona.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you got a hard out coming up here, so let's fly through these games. Ravens are 4-5. They're minus 8-point favorites against the Browns, who are 2-7. They played on 9/14, and the Baltimore 141-17. Ravens 11-4 in the last 15 against Cleveland. Browns are 1-4 so far with Gabriel. It's not been pretty. They're also 2-8 against teams with a losing record, which the Ravens technically have a losing record, though I do think now that they're getting healthy, they're better than their record shows. I'm not betting the Browns in this game. I'm taking the Ravens. What do you think?
Yeah, it scares me to be on a big favorite, especially in the NFC North, a team that or a division that always plays each other close. But it's the Ravens' time, right? They've got to go. Like, it's go time. You have to show up, pick up these games, put them down, and get in the win column. They're still very much alive to win the division, and I think that they will. So I don't love a big number, but give me the Ravens minus 8.
Yeah, see, and I speaking of divisional showdowns, the Chiefs 5-4, 3.5-point favorites against the Broncos, who are 8-2. Chiefs only 1-6 against the spread in November, but they're 29-19-2 when on the road as 7-point favorites or less. They are 1-6 against the spread against the Broncos, though. Broncos 12-3 after playing on Thursday night, 10-4-1 before the bye, and 6-1 against an opponent who just played Buffalo. But I think as much as I like the Broncos and as good as they have looked, even though they haven't, everybody's arguing they haven't beat quality teams, this would be a great win for them. I just think this is a chance for the Chiefs to change the narrative on their season. I'm taking Chiefs minus 3.5. What are you doing here?
Yeah, the Chiefs are just the better team here. I think this might be a low-scoring, ugly game. That's what the Broncos have thrived on this year. I could see that being the case, but it's another case of like they're only 5-4. It's time to step up. They've looked like one of the best teams lately, and the Broncos are in that weird window where they have one game in 23 days or something. So they're looking, they're coming off of a mini bye already, looking ahead to the real bye next week. Sleepy spot for them. I get it's the Chiefs, but I think that the Chiefs show up for this game, and I think the Broncos might not show up for this game. Kansas City, at only 5-4, they are in kind of that we need to win some games thing, and I think that they will get this. This is another one where 3.5, it's like, oh, maybe they only beat them by a field goal, but I think you take the Chiefs in this, and I think they'll take care of business.
Yeah, absolutely. Checking in with the chat. Ricky Pearsall and Brock Purdy back. I had not heard about Brock Purdy. So
every week we hear about how Brock might be back.
Right.
But it doesn't, like, we didn't even talk about it because I don't think it matters. I think you take the 49ers, whichever guy's starting. So
Hunter pointing out Ravens' third straight road game, which
I heard the Patriots covered on 3 straight road games, which was impossible. That's what I heard everywhere was impossible, never been done in the history of the NFL. They're not gonna. They did.
I don't know how I just noticed, but Cody and I did not coordinate our shirts, by the way. Color coordination. Laura also not liking the Broncos pick. She's or the Chiefs pick. She's on the Broncos. Sorry,
Laura.
Sunday Night Football. This is a big one for the Bears. because the Lions are 6-3. They're on the road at the 7-2 Eagles, who are 2.5-point favorites. Eagles so far have beat the NFC North teams, while the Bears have beat the Eagles division there. So it's been a nice trade-off, a weird partnership. Lions 13-2 against the spread on a road versus NFC. They're 5-0 when revenging a loss. And out of all the trends I looked at, I know you can looking at trends on VSiN if you have a paid subscription, which I highly recommend. They got great information and great shows there. All the trends point towards the Lions. However, all of the trends also point towards the Eagles minus. They are 1-6 against the spread at home against an opponent that just played Washington. Very weird stat, but that's how it is. 8-2 on Sunday, 8-2 at home against teams with winning records, 9-1 against efficient offenses, 11-3-1 at home as a 7-point lesser favorite. They're both good teams. I'm leaning Eagles. It's probably my Bears fandom though. Eagles 2.5 cover. What do you think here?
Eagles are the best team in football. Been saying it all year. I'm going to continue to say it. I think that they're the best team in football. I think they'll find a way to get it done. They did the other night in Green Bay, on the road, in a tough game. Now they get another tough opponent like this. I'm on the Eagles just about every week, and it goes right more than it goes wrong. It seems like they are the best team in football. I still fully believe that. Give me Philadelphia.
Yeah, no, seeing eye to eye there, and I like it for the Bears. If Bears win and Lions lose, we own the division, even if it's just for a week. Monday Night Football, Cowboys, Cowboys 3-5-1 or 3-point favorites against the Raiders, who are 2-7. Dallas is 8-2 on the road on Monday. They're 12-3 against the spread on the road when they have more than 6 days rest as well. Raiders 6-1 at home on the road on Mondays, but only 1-8-1 when the total is over 45 points, which this is. I'm taking the Cowboys here. The Raiders have been feisty, don't get me wrong, but I think the Cowboys really need this win, and I think they go out and get it, and they do it in a great way.
Yeah, Cowboys coming off of a bye. The Nealon thing, right? Obviously that horrible tragedy.
Very unfortunate.
But yeah, -3. I think over everything in this game. I think this is going to just be sloppy defenses. I think that the Raiders will probably be able to get to Dak with Crosby, right? But outside of that, I mean, I think that the Cowboys just overpower the Raiders in this one. I'll take the Cowboys as well. The Raiders not a good team. I know they beat the Patriots to open the season, but that's the highlight of their season, really. So, I'll take the Cowboys in this one.
Absolutely. And Geno Smith banged up, so I think he does play, but he is banged up, so something to keep an eye on. I'm going to let Cody get out of here. He's got stuff with the fam, which I 100% support, but I appreciate you filling in for Miranda. Hopefully she feels better next week and is on the show. But in the meantime, do you have any other bets or fantasy advice you want to add? And if not, let everybody know where they can find you and what you're up to.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. Always a lot of fun. Definitely miss Miranda, so give her my best, and hopefully she'll be back on the show better than ever next week, feeling better. Love to see that. Jimmy G is in Los Angeles, Laura, to answer your question there. He's the backup for
Backing up Stafford.
Stafford, who's looked pretty good, especially fantasy football-wise. But, just check out sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Like you mentioned, tons and tons of articles over there all the time. Already have my Thursday night breakdown over there. College football upset parlay will be coming out here shortly today. I do NFL props weekly, all sorts of other stuff, content for the website. So check it out. You can follow me over at Husker_Zeeb on the X machine. Share all my work there. NASCAR Gambling Podcast. You can check that out. We're into the short off season right now, but still having plenty of fun. And again, just appreciate you having me on.
Well, thank you for keeping me from talking to myself for another week, because as it goes okay, but I can't even
You've
take a breath.
You've done a great
drink.
job. You've done a great job last
Thank
couple
you,
weeks.
thank you.
So, we do miss Miranda because she, of course, is the best part of the show.
Yeah.
But you've been okay holding in for her.
My biggest complaint is I don't get enough time to take a drink during to pause and just take a drink when I'm talking to myself. You can't have awkward pauses on podcasts, but when you're the only host, that's what happens. So
it is tough. I've been there before.
All right, Cody, good luck in fantasy football unless we play each other. I'm not sure if we do, but if we do, then not good luck in that league. Thank you for joining us, and cheers, and we'll have you back soon.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you. All right. I got a couple more things for you guys. If you remember, we always have bottle lock bets. And thank you, Laura. You'll be back. I appreciate it. My usual co-host is my wife, Miranda. She's been very sick, so she's missed this is the third episode she's missed. She's really bummed about it, but she A, doesn't have a voice, and B, is coughing a lot, and she understands that nobody wants to listen to her cough. If you're familiar with our bottle lock bets, we started off hot, or basically, let me explain real quick. $20 can get you a bottle of Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, which is a really good bourbon. I keep it in a decanter behind my desk here for those rough days. It's really good bourbon. But we thought, why not take these $20 and make some bets and see if we can get a better bottle? We have a $60 bottle. If you followed along with us, you made $60 off your $20, which is a nice profit. That we're going to buy still here and review. But we're working on this one that it's got a lot of red. It's got a lot of red. Don't get me wrong, but we still got money, right? So this is what we did last week. We had only $4.53 left. We put it on an anytime touchdown parlay. We won that anytime touchdown parlay and won $26.96. Now, the graphic guy didn't get a chance to make a graphic, so you're going to have to follow our socials at Old Fashioned FB for the graphic. I will post it. However, let me tell you what we're going to do for our bottle lock bets. First, we're going to take $15 of that 20. Again, it was $26.96. We're going to take $15 and put it on Patriots, Chargers, Texans, Packers, the over in the Lions Eagles game, and on the Cowboys as a 6-point teaser. That's 5-1. We're putting $15 on there. That's going to pay $90. So now we're looking at it. When that hits, we got a $90 bottle of whiskey. But we're not done there. We're also taking Dolphins -2.5, Texans -6.5, Chargers -3, and Chiefs -3.5. Those are the games I feel the most confident on. $5 on that will pay you $62.64. Now you're at $152.64. That's a good price, right? $152 bottle of whiskey. You can get a nice bottle of whiskey there. And then I know if you're doing the math, you say, well, we got $6.96 left. What are we going to do with that last $6.96? Are we leaving it? No, we're gonna bet that too. We're gonna send it all. We're gonna win some money this weekend, and with that money, we're gonna buy a really nice bottle of whiskey. Because we're also taking Jalen Waddle, Drake London, Jalen Warren, RJ Harvey. We hit our anytime touchdown parlay last week. We're gonna hit it this week. That's 4 guys, all to score a touchdown. It's 14-1. So set the $6.96 will pay you $105. So now we're looking at a $257 bottle of whiskey that we're going to be buying because we're going to hit all of these. We're going to hit it. We're going to buy a $200 bottle of whiskey, $250 bottle of whiskey. It's going to be phenomenal. I'm excited to buy that whiskey because we're going to hit all those bets. I will post them on our socials. Don't worry. Laura's sending chicken soup to Miranda. Really appreciate that. She found the recipe, but I did make a homemade soup last night that had celery and carrots and garlic. And what else did we have? Onion. And you cooked all that. Then you blend it together. You got chicken that you've baked. You shred the chicken, put it in there, and some stars from, I forget the brand name, but it was an Italy product. So it's less additives, if you will. And so I took all that, put it all together, and made her a homemade soup to help her feel better. Real quick, got a couple things left. If it's your first time joining the show, which Laura, I think it's your first time joining the show, we have a listener league, fantasy football listener league, and it's sponsored by Keeper's Heart Whiskey. Keeper's Heart is the first of its kind blend that brings together the best of Irish and American whiskeys, creating a smooth, rich flavor that's perfect for game day. Whether you're celebrating a win, processing a tough loss, or just relaxing with friends, Keeper's Heart is the whiskey that keeps traditions alive. Find it at your local liquor store or at keepersheartwhiskey.com. Don't forget to sip responsibly. And just a quick update on that league, Cody Zeeb, who was our guest, he's leading it. He notched another victory. So did Hunter, Sebastian, Kate, who is a distiller at Keeper's Heart, who is in the league, which is really cool. And Channing and myself, we all notched wins. If the season ended today, Cody would have that number 1 seed. The distiller at Keeper's Heart, Kate, would have the number 2 seed. Then Fortune our co-host Miranda, Sebastian and Channing would make the playoffs, but just outside of the playoffs, 4 teams are 4-6. So it's still anybody's game, never over till it's over. And Islam Makachev or Jack Della Maddalena. Cyril, I got no idea what you are saying. No idea. Who are you asking here? Yeah, I don't have an answer. Is this a soccer play? I know Cyril's got some good soccer plays. But the parlays and the anytime touchdowns I just gave out, they will be on our socials at Old Fashioned FB on the Twitter, on the X machine, as Cody said. And I also do an anytime touchdown article on Sports Gambling Podcast, so make sure you check that out. Now, if you've been listening to us, you know that I said that if the Bears win 2 of the next 3 games, that I would take a shot of this absinthe. It's a 50 milliliter, so your airplane bottle. It's 130 proof. I think absinthe is great in like Sazerac Rise, right? I don't think I don't think absinthe is good as a shooter, but this is the bet I made. If the Bears won the next 2 of 3, they won the next 2 of 3. They haven't even got to that third game, which I think they're going to win as well. If you want to see me do more bets for booze, comment what you want. I mean, comment on our Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Comment what the bet should be. Make it surrounding the Bears, please. This is a deal where the Bears aren't punishing me by losing, so I might as well punish myself because that's what I'm used to. This is what I promised, that I would take a shot of absinthe. If the Bears won the next 2 of 3, they won the 2 games in a row. So here we go. Whew. That was rough. Oh, whew. I'm a whiskey guy, not an absinthe guy. The eyes are watering. But there we go. That's what it is. If you don't like black licorice, you won't like absinthe. That's exactly what it tastes like. Luckily, I do like black licorice, but 130 proof. That's a little rough on the system, but that's the punishment I get since the Bears aren't punishing me because they keep winning. Yeah, and Serial pointing out he is a legend with the footy. You can find him on the Discord, SGPN's Discord in the football or soccer channel. And Lawrence, I see smoke. I feel the smoke. It's burning the eyes. That's all I got at Old Fashioned Football today. We're going to be back next week. Hopefully Miranda is healthier. She will join us again. We'll preview every game. We give a lock and a dog. Some of these props were not available, so check our Old Fashioned Football. JMark going to be seeing Dancing Bears tonight, says Serial. Hell yeah. Check out our socials. I'll be releasing some more bets. We had a crazy week last week. We were up 37 units. If you track the units, we were up 37 units. All unit sizes matter, as I say on this podcast. But that's all I got for today. Make sure you check us back next week. I appreciate you joining. I appreciate Cody for joining us. He's an excellent guest. I just met him through the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Because of his love of football, his love of fantasy football, we just really connected. Even though he's a Cornhusker fan, I get it. He's a Cornhusker fan. I'm a Hawkeye fan. We're born to be rivals, but he's a great dude. I really appreciate him joining. He always brings great insight. He's always a fun guest, so I really appreciate him. That's all I got. My absinthe is gone. That's all I got for today. And we stick with the same sign off. We used to be just auction fantasy football. We've expanded, but we stick to the auction fantasy football sign off. We're on ESPN. When you were in a auction fantasy football draft, they used to have a guy. They don't have anymore. Fuck them for that, but they don't have anymore. But he used to say, going once, going twice, sold.
Microphone in the ride, you ready for some football tonight? Pour it up, light it up, crank that sound. Old-fashioned football, we holding it down. JMark and Miranda, that power play combo. Talking NFL fire, whiskey in the bottle. Bring the ice cause they dropping heat. Barrel strength bet, knock you off your seat.
Yo, game time, baby. Grab your glass and your phone. Keeping up with stats, single barrel picks, taking over the zone. Props and parlays, blowing up like code. They decode the league like a whiskey mode. Old-fashioned football, that's the crew, that's the fam. JMark and Mir, you know who I am. 200 episodes deep, grind so fine. Old-fashioned flavor, age like fine wine.
Horrors and NFL drama. What? Turn it up, yeah. Hard news, BT, bring the fire. Come on, old-fashioned football.
Never tired.
Drums and NFL drama. What? Turn it up, yeah. Hard news, BT, bring the fire. Come on, old-fashioned football.
Never tired.
Casual, cool, no suit, no script. Me and Mark twisting that whiskey drip. Chats lit up, community tight. Followers riding through the Monday night.
Week previews, recaps, bet in motion. Pure devotion, no dilution potion. NFL talk bold, unruly. They rock the mic, raw, keep it truly.
Pour another drop, yeah, let it burn. Lines twist up, whoa. Watch them turn, drop that beat, oh. Make it shake, no fake, all steak, old-fashioned take. What? Say it again, old-fashioned.
Louder.
Say it again, old-fashioned.
Family.
Football, whiskey,
Respect.
whiskey, respect. Old-fashioned football. Say it again, old-fashioned.
Louder.
Say it again, old-fashioned.
Family.
Oh, whiskey,
Respect.
whiskey,
Respect.
old-fashioned football. We ride or die. Yeah. JMark, Miranda, represent forever.
Whiskey in hand, feel alive. Prop it, papping, deppets collide. Old-fashioned football, we ride or die.
Old-fashioned football, we ride or die. Yeah, JMark, Miranda, represent forever. Whiskey football, family respect. Now keep that old-fashioned rolling. Rolling.